God is spirit. The Bible tells us God is a spirit being, and He's everywhere present. We don't understand God at all because of that. As you see, it is man who sinned, and therefore it is man who must make payment for those sins. An angel is a spirit being. So an angel, if you could find a perfect angel, and there are those angels that are perfect, but they would not qualify to be a replacement for man. They stand in for man. It had to be someone who actually took on a human nature. So it required that God humble Himself way, way down and become like us, taking on and identifying with mankind by taking on a human nature, in order that He might judicially meet the requirements of someone who could make payment for the sins of those that Christ came to save. We know, for example, from 1 John, indicates to us the fact that we're going to have a glorified spiritual body that is quite unlike our present body when we go to heaven. And then in 1 John chapter 3, in verse 2, we read, "Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when He shall appear," that is, Christ appears, "we shall be like Him, for we shall see Him as He is." So that's the one statement that tells us that Christ then also has to have had, when He went to heaven, when He ascended into heaven, He was given, His body was metamorphosed or changed into a glorified spiritual body. I think it is absolutely remarkable that God, who is from eternity past, that is, He's never had a beginning, and He's always been spirit. He has always operated only as spirit, and now for the sake of ugly, miserable sinners, in order to save some of them and bring them into heaven, that He would change to the degree that He would take on a body, a human body, even though it is a glorified spiritual body throughout eternity future. That is utterly remarkable that God did that. I suppose when we get to heaven, we will have some understanding. We'll have a lot more understanding of this, but at this point, we just have to marvel that this creation that was just a little dot in eternity, because Christ is from eternity past and goes on into eternity future, and that this 13,000 years of the history of the world involved not only the whole Godhead, but also ended up with God actually taking on a human nature that He will continue to have throughout eternity future. To me, that's astounding beyond measure.